Limerick's players didn't need the dust to settle on their 6-point win over Tipperary to realise the margin didn't flatter them in the slightest. They returned to training this evening. John Kiely may even use it as a stick to beat them with. But they won't need much reminding. Soon after the final whistle, the likes of Kiely and Diarmuid Byrnes were acknowledging they could have been better. "I said from the very start that this campaign was going to suit us," said Hayes. "It's more games, a young team, and this game will stand to us and hopefully we'll push it on again." Man of the match Byrnes agreed they could have put Tipperary to the sword earlier than they did. "Possibly, we had a lot of wides, 13. It's something to work on. But I'd always look on the positive side, we are creating chances. It's all about composure and just getting that score." GAA podcast, Limerick deliver, Tip suffer in silence and the Ulster Classic. Nobody saw Hayes, who made his championship debut last year, says they're a different team to what they were in 2017 when they quickly exited the Munster and All-Ireland competitions. When Jason Ford scored an equalising goal midway through the second half, Limerick did not buckle. "It was a bit of a shock to the system, but we have been in every situation at this stage. We knew the fight was in us." Tipperary in the Gaelic grounds, if Hayes is truthful, was the best draw possible for Limerick. "We targeted this game from the start of the year. It is ideal playing Tip, probably the strongest team in it, at home. We're not getting carried away. We'll put the heads down on Tuesday and get going again." Limerick v Tipperary. They knew they had the measure of Tipperary too following their Division 1 semi-final, which went to extra time. It's always easier when the team beats you the first day around because you have that bit of a motivation. The 2-week break to their next clash against Cork is interpreted as an advantage in one sense. It's regarded as the ideal gap between matches, and a disadvantage in another. Limerick would bring with them plenty of momentum to pair Iwich next weekend. Hayes looks on the bright side. "It won't do us any harm, not playing. We've the extra week to prepare for Cork and we'll take all the time we can get before we go back onto the pitch." And Byrnes. "People will say we have momentum now, it could easily have went against us on Sunday as well and we'd still have the week's break. When we got the win, people are saying it's ideal but we'll face Cork now and have another massive challenge in 2 weeks' time." Byrnes was happy to be part of a half-back line that on Sunday was impressive in cutting out supply to Tipperary's inside line. "As a half-back line, you don't want balls going over your head and stuff like that, and that was something we focused on. They're runners through the middle, they could cut you open in 2 seconds. It's something we worked on the last couple of days in training and it worked well for us." Copyright Irish Examiner Limited. All rights reserved.